Welcome to another episode of Roll Up a Poet. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. Alright, now look. So for this one, I'm gonna be on Diddy ass. You know what I'm saying? How about that? How about that? Why you on Diddy ass, Mr. Roll Up? Well, I spoke on Diddy months ago. You know what I'm saying? Now his case is moving so motherfucking quickly. You know what I'm saying? It's getting down to the wire of his situation. You know, um, I told y'all before, I'm not no celebrity gossiper. I'm not no paparazzi or none of this shit. So I don't be keeping up with these celebrity stories. I just hear something about them. You know what I'm saying? And I go ahead and I tell y'all how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so with that being said, Diddy been on trial for a month now. You know what I'm saying? And again, I ain't been keeping up on it or nothing. I just been seeing little shit pop up. You know, um, he done had multiple people, get on the stand and testify against him. They didn't even show the jury the freak off videos he got going on. You know, so at the end of the day, we know Diddy is fried, past capacity. And I said this months ago. You know what I'm saying? When the feds come get you, it's over with. You know what I'm saying? See, this the thing. The state will come get you if somebody say, "Hey, um, John Doe did blah blah blah." The state will be like, "Oh, straight up," and they'll come right in and come scoop your ass up. It don't have no evidence on you or nothing. Just something somebody said about you. You know what I'm saying? Then by the time you get into the state, you could fuck around and beat your case. You know what I'm saying? It happened all the time. Because of lack of evidence. They just come scoop your ass up as soon as they hear something about you. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to the feds, when the feds come scoop you, yeah, that's because your ass is done. They do all their homework. You know what I'm saying? They motherfucking lay out a map on your ass. They draw pictures of you on their little bulletin board. They connect you to this person, that person. They take pictures of you. They watch who you hang out with, all of that good shit. And before they come get you, they send you a note, a letter, and let you know that they watching you. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention to all these guys that be going federal, like artists, rappers, singers, shit like that. Pay attention to them. Before they get federally indicted, they always make a song or album about the feds watching them, the feds on their head, federal nightmares, fed bound, things like that, because they know that the feds is coming to get them. You know what I'm saying? Now, with Diddy, he knew that the feds was coming to get him, but his thing was he like, I got money, I'm that guy, blah blah blah. I'm gonna just live my life. You know what I'm saying? And if they come get me, I got lawyers, I got people behind me. We gonna do whatever the fuck we gotta do. But he wasn't expecting all of them same people that he thought he had with him. He wasn't expecting them to turn around and turn their back on him the way how they did. You know what I'm saying? All of them getting up there telling on him, all of them. Ain't nobody sad with him, ain't nobody helping him out, nothing. You know what I'm saying? They trying to bury that man. You know what I'm saying? Nah, now that we got all that out the way, it ain't looking good for him. That's the meat and potatoes of this shit. It ain't looking good for dog. You know what I'm saying? He bought business. Now, here's what I got to say about Diddy, right? When I was a kid, early 2000s, you know what I'm saying? I was, what can you say? I was in my teenage years, my early teenage years. You know what I'm saying? And I remember the show, Making the Band, with Diddy casting, artists uh, on this TV show, basically like for audition to be a part of his business. You know what I'm saying? Type of thing. So for y'all that don't know anything about Making the Band, This was a TV show Diddy made back in the early 2000s. And he had like a core, um, what can you say, group. He had like a core group of this making a band thing, you know. You had Ness, Dylan, Freddie, Chopper. You know what I'm saying? It was a couple of girls. I don't remember their name. You know, no disrespect. I just don't remember their name. I didn't even really like them for real. But they was out, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't really fuck with them like that, you know. Um, he started this making a band TV show. And these was the characters he had on this show. Basically, he telling them like, hey, you know, y'all prove yourselves, blah blah blah. I assign y'all the bad boy, you know, type shit. And back then, bad boy was on top of the world. You know what I'm saying? You had like the No Limit, Cash Money, and then you had Bad Boy. You know, it was a couple other, you know, big record labels out there, but them was like the three main ones. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, Diddy was trying to further his Bad Boy label. You know what I'm saying? So he came up with this TV show, Making the Band. All these people jumped on there to audition. Diddy said yay, nay to all of these people, right? Hundreds of people auditioned for this show. And at the end, how many members? It might have been like 7 or 8 of them that he chose out of them hundreds, maybe thousands of people that auditioned for this show. You know what I'm saying? Only a handful of them made it, you know. And with that handful that made it, like I said, Chopper, Ness, Freddie, Dylan, the girls, you know what I'm saying? It might have been a couple more members, them just the ones I remember offhand. You know what I'm saying? Um, they crew was hot. All of them could rap, sing, all of that shit. And they had like good content. You know what I'm saying? Like they would drop a TV show on, you know, the making the band. Like I think it was like every Monday or every Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? I used to watch that shit faithfully every time a new episode would come on. Like it was so exciting and enticing. You know what I'm saying? To see where these people was about to go in their life. You know what I'm saying? And they was so hungry for it. They was hungry. They was grinding all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? Like that show was amazing. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? It was like a real hustling ass TV show. Nothing like how this baddie shit going on nowadays. And nothing, like they was hustling. You know what I'm saying? They really wanted to be successful. You know. So anyway, with all that being said, they was putting their work in. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't throw this in there, but let me throw this in there real quick. I was never a fan of Diddy or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I just knew he was hot back in that time. You know what I'm saying? Um, with that being said, when that Making the Band series came out, I really wasn't on that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I seen a couple of people on the show, you know, trying to make it and things like that. It made me start tuning in, and boom, I ended up getting hooked on the show. You know what I'm saying? Type of shit. Because these was real people, you know, from the gutter that was trying to, you know, make it up out their situation. You know what I'm saying? So I could feel them like that was some real shit. You know, they wasn't no artificial, you know, what can you say? You know, robot characters that already had money or, you know, was already living a life. Like these people was from the hood and they was showing how hungry they was to be successful. You know what I'm saying? So it made the show so exciting. Like me and my boys, we used to catch that shit every week. Every time a new show would come on, we'd be like, all right, bro, holler at you later. About to go in and watch Making the Band. You know what I'm saying? And we would watch Making the Band and we'd pop back out. We could talk about this shit. Like, that shit was serious. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, with all that being said, it was just one episode that I didn't like. And of course, a lot of people didn't spoke on it. But here is my angle of it. It was the episode of when Diddy made them walk halfway across town or to the next city, wherever Diddy had them walking, for a damn slice of cheesecake for himself. It wasn't for the crew, it was for him. And he basically told them, like, you know, if you want to make it, in this rap game, singing game, musical artist game, whatever you want to call it. Uh, you gotta do me a solid and go get me some cheesecake type shit. You know what I'm saying? I I was like turned all the way off to Diddy after that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I never liked him anyway. But after that, that kind of like sent a signal in my head, like this guy like controlling people. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't like Diddy at all, especially after that. I was through with him, but I was still watching the show. You know what I'm saying? Boom. What happened to the show? It disappeared. They walked all the way across town, got their cheesecake for him. They grinded every day. They was putting their work in, and he still smoked their ass. You know what I'm saying? Didn't make none of them no millionaires. Didn't sign none of them. Didn't have them in no videos, no nothing. They just had their little spotlight on making a band, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? I knew back then Diddy was a scantless motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? All right, now moving forward. You know what I'm saying? He smoked all of them on the band and basically sent them back to the hood while his money kept flourishing and he moved on with his life. I also felt like they should have been cut in on that whole making the band TV series anyway, because most of that shit was about them anyway. He had just step in and listen to him, say his little commentary, and then he was gone. It wasn't like he was in the building with them, grinding and hustling. He had just hear them out, say what he got to say, and he was gone. You know, so basically the show was about the band, not him. You know what I'm saying? All right, now let's fast forward the tape, right? Let's speed it up a little bit up until the Cassie situation, right? So he got with Cassie, what, like around 2010, somewhere around there, and they was together for 10 years straight. Now, this whole freak off situation that Diddy got going on, this ain't nothing new. He been doing this. You know what I'm saying? Now, Cassie come around mid 2010, 2010, 2011, somewhere around there. She in every picture with him. She had all the awards with him, all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Now here it is, fast forward to tape some more. Now all this freak off shit going on. And she acting like she ain't know nothing. Like she wasn't there. And basically, he basically was training her to, what can you call it? Be like his pet or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And she didn't have nothing to do with nothing. I said this in the beginning. She was in on this shit. You know what I'm saying? But the way how they play it is that she was just there and she was innocent and she didn't know what the fuck was going on. Well, a few months ago, word came out that that same hotel where Diddy beat her up at and all of that shit, she the one that made the calls for those traffickers, workers, slaves, whatever you want to call them, to come to the hotel room and do what they did. She the one that made the calls. She booked the rooms. She set all that shit up. So that right there basically confirmed what I was saying about her, what she was in on this shit. You know what I'm saying? And I also said she need to be locked up too. Now, now that I got that out the way, this bring me to furthermore the end of the road of this tape that I'm basically playing to y'all, right? So let's fast forward a little more now. Now Diddy is caught up on the freak offs and all of the weird shit he was doing back then or whatever, and Cassie on the stand telling on him, multiple other people doing the same thing as well, right? Well, this is what I gotta say about that. Again, Diddy's like 30 days in into his trial. All these people getting up there telling on him, like ain't nobody fucking with him, ain't nobody trying to help him. Everybody against him. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's cool, whatever. He cooked, he not going nowhere, he done for. You know what I'm saying? Here's my thing. I want to see Diddy get on that stand and tell on everybody that was a part of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't do this by himself. He had a crew of motherfuckers that helped him. Somebody groomed him. You know what I'm saying? People were standing in that same room with him while he was doing what he was doing. That's what I want to see. I want to see Diddy get up there and tell on everybody. Let's hear this from the horse's mouth. You know what I'm saying? We've been hearing about all of the people that's testifying against him, all of the people that's, what can you say, on YouTube doing interviews about him. I was there for this. I seen that. I know about this. I know about that. Right? Okay, fuck all of y'all. Let's get the horse on the motherfucking stand and let the word come out of the horse's mouth. I want him to tell on everybody that was there, that was a part of this shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm hoping he gonna start with Cassie. Go ahead, put her on the table because it's already been proven that she was in on the hotel rooms and making the calls and shit like that. So I feel like he need to go ahead and book her first. And she didn't, you know, uh, play Uno with this nigga reverse on his ass. You know what I'm saying? And hit him with that $50 million lawsuit. Now she on the stand crying her eyes out. But if you go ahead and look at it, she got multiple pictures with this guy. You know what I'm saying? Living her best life when the shit was going good. But when her life started going wrong, now all of a sudden she against him and she telling on him. Well, I feel like Diddy need to go ahead and pull that reverse card on her ass too. Nah, you was in on this too. Get your ass behind these bars with me. That's what I think Diddy need to do. I think he need to just go ahead and get up there and tell on everybody. And I'm pretty sure he is. You know what I'm saying? He ain't no street nigga living by no street rules and none of that. You know what I'm saying? This man been rich for like the past 30 something years. He don't know nothing about no street code or none of that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he need to just go ahead and spill the beans, tell on everybody that was involved how this and this happened, how that and that happened. You know what I'm saying? Get all these motherfuckers booked because he shouldn't be the only one going to jail for this. You know what I'm saying? So I really believe that, when they give Diddy his time to get up there on the stand and say whatever he got to say, I feel like he need to go ahead and crash out and book everybody. You know what I'm saying? Even if these people don't get locked up or whatnot, at least put their name out there. Like, yeah, this motherfucker was a part of it. This motherfucker did that. He did this. He did that. That way that we know who was all a part of this. We hearing names, but it's nothing like hearing it from the horse's mouth. What actually went on? What actually was said? What actually was done? It's nothing like hearing it from the horse's mouth. You know. So meat and potato, all of this shit. You know what I'm saying? I hope Diddy get on that stand and tell on everybody, you know, because everybody already proved they disloyalty to him. Now, I don't know him personally. I don't know what he done did for people or how he treated people or anything like that. But I can say this. When Diddy was out here and living it up, everybody was in his corner. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like those same people that was out here living it up and partying it up with him, I feel like they fake as hell for turning on him now. You know what I'm saying? But this is what happened when you go to jail. That's why you don't have no real friends. You know what I'm saying? Like they cool out of party and rah shit going on, but when they get real, they gonna show you that they're not that. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what the fuck is going on in this whole Diddy situation. So like I said, meat and potato, everything. I want Diddy to get up there on that stand when they finally give him his shot to say what he got to say. I hope he get up there and he split everybody wig. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm hoping, man. You know, cause it take two to tangle, and it take more to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So Diddy need to go ahead and put their ass on the platter, cause he already on that bitch. Go ahead and hog tie everybody else with you. You know what I'm saying? put all of y'all on that motherfucking rotisserie stick and spin y'all around. You know what I'm saying? On that damn barbecue grill. Go ahead and smoke all of y'all. You feel me? So, like I said, hopefully Diddy, make the right move because he ain't no street cat. He don't live by no street rules and none of that. So hopefully he make the right move and go ahead and split everybody down. Let it be known. Nah, all these motherfuckers with me, y'all fall down with me like dominoes. When you hit one of them, they all fall down. Hopefully that's what Diddy do in this situation. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he shouldn't go down by himself because he didn't do this by himself. You know what I'm saying? We'll just see how it play out, But just for the time being, I keep on seeing them come across my timeline. So, I just had to throw this out here real quick. Before he get up there on the stand and he say whatever he say, I'm just throwing out there right now. I hope he get up there and tell on everybody because that's gonna be the real tea. You know what I'm saying? How about that? It's been another episode of Roll Up a Poet. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.